Alright, hello everybody. Sorry, my internet gave out mid-battle last time, so I might be a little more scatterbrained at the moment. So we're going to go ahead and demonstrate how Showdown is going to work. I've got two windows open here. One is this guy Breakfast, and the other is Old Man Old Ham. And so we've got two teams here that we'll be demonstrating. These are expensive teams. You probably won't see teams like this in the draft. As you can see over here, Tyranitar, Dragonite, Primarina, all of these. I don't think there's a single Pokemon under like 14 points, I want to say. Same kind of deal over here, maybe except for Lilligant, but Lilligant's really good. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit Find User, and then we're finding user Breakfast. We're going to open, and then Challenge. We're going to pick VGC Regulation H, Best of 3. There is one that's Best of 3 here, but that's open team sheet, so we're just going to keep this one here. And we're going to go ahead and we'll select our team. We are a Clover Spam team over here, Challenge. And then we're going to switch windows, and then we're Clover Sand over here. So we're going to go ahead and hit accept. And that brings us to the battle. So how you select Pokemon is basically you see what Pokemon do I have that threaten them, and what Pokemon do they have that threatens me that I might not want to bring, or that I need to bring specific counters for. So like immediately on this team, what I'm seeing is Lilligant Torkoal rollout's pretty threatening because it could immediately turn off Tyranitar Sandstorm. And then Ursaluna is just going to blow up my entire team if I allow Trick Room to get up. So I think priority number one is making sure Trick Room never gets up, which is these two here. So those are our main threats. So I actually do think I want to lead Tyranitar and Excadrill. Just making sure that you hit harder than you. Okay, cool. And in the back, I do want to threaten their Torkoal, so I'm going to bring Primarina. And then let's see, we've got the moveset on here. We've got Aerialize, Ice Spinner, and Extreme Speed. Extreme Speed's not going to be super useful. That Terra Normal's not going to hit really hard because Indeedee sets up Psychic Terrain, which blocks our priority move, which means that I wouldn't be able to use it. But we could use Ice Spinner to get rid of that. So let's go ahead and bring Dragonite. And then over here on this window, I'm seeing here the things that threaten my team. Mostly I'm looking at Primarina, which hits both these two for super effective damage. Excadrill, which either has Sand Force or Sand Rush, which means it either hits harder or faster in Sandstorm, and then Tyranitar, which has a Sandstorm. So I might have to bring Torkoal definitely, although I didn't think it's safe to lead with him because he's too slow. So let's go ahead and see if we can set Trick Room up with Indeedee Hatterene. And then we'll bring Torkoal, and then Ursaluna to just smash people's faces in. So let's go ahead and see if we can pull this off. So the train of thought that I'm thinking here is there's immediate Sandstorm pressure, which means Sand Rush is active. That wouldn't really matter because Excadrill is so much faster than both of my Pokemon here. What I'm thinking here is what's going to happen is they're going to click Earthquake and probably Rock Slide or Knockoff. Now, Knockoff would probably KO Indeedee, which is actually preferable if we can get Trick Room up. Both of these Pokemon know Trick Room, so we can safely see if we can click Follow Me in Trick Room to make sure that it gets up. Although if an Earthquake comes out and I want Indeedee to survive, I could Terastallize, which means I change my type to Grass type. Grass resists ground. You can do that once per battle. Only one Pokemon can do it in the entire team. As you can see over here on this team, I've got Terra Flying on Tyranitar that I could change, or Terra Ghost on Excadrill that I could change. But I really want Trick Room to go up, and I kind of want Indeedee to go down, so that I can get a free switch into either Torkoal or Ursaluna, one of my free Trick Room sweepers. Wow, I can't speak English today. So I'm going to go ahead and click Follow Me and Trick Room. And then here, so I'm expecting either a Trick Room from one of these Pokemon, probably a Follow Me from Indeedee, depending on what they've got on the back. I don't really want Indeedee to go down on this side, but if it goes down, I want it to go down hard. So we're going to go Rock Slide, maybe Terra Flying. So the nice thing about Tyranitar is it's a Dark type, which means it's immune to any Psychic type damage that Hatterene's threatening with. And with Psychic Terrain up, a move called Expanding Force will hit both targets and do huge amounts of damage. So I don't know if I really want to give up my Dark typing by Terastallizing to Flying. And since the Sandstorm's up, I don't really want to give up my Rock typing either. Sandstorm increases my special defense stat by 50%, which is an enormous amount in the sand, especially against this team, which has Torkoal and Hatterene, which are huge special attackers. So I'm going to go ahead and click Rock Slide here, and Earthquake will hit my own Tyranitar for super effective damage, but I think it survives. So I'm going to just hit massive spread damage on both of these and see if we can get double KO. See if that goes. There's the Follow Me. It's not going to matter because we hit both. Oh, and we couldn't stop Trick Room from going up. So now this team's kind of in a bind. But now the nice thing is we can threaten some big damage for free. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to Terrestrialize to Flying, and I'm going to hit Earthquake again. Although, actually, if I Terrestrialize to Flying, Expanding Force is just going to kill it. So I think we actually need to preserve Tyranitar here. So I'm going to switch to Dragonite, which is a Dragon type, a Dragon Flying type, which means that I'll be immune to Earthquake. And then I'll click Earthquake again. And then over here, Indeedee didn't go down like I wanted it to over here. So what I'm wanting to do is if another Earthquake comes out, it's really not good for me. Because that'll be a double KO, and then Torkoal's stuck out by itself, and Ursaluna, and this Trick Room ends, then it's just like... So, but there's really not a whole lot that I can do here, and if I don't get the KOs here, then I'm going down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click Helping Hand, which will get some big damage out here, and then I could click Expanding Force, but that wouldn't do anything against Tyranitar, which I am worried about. Dazzling Gleam would do super effective against Tyranitar, and both these moves are resisted by Excadrill, so I'm just going to hit as hard as physically possible here. We'll see the turn play out. There's Dazzling Helping Hand, Dazzling Gleam. Let's see if Dragonite goes down. Dragonite goes down. Nice. There's Earthquake, and that's going to kill both of us. Okay. So, and then I only have 2 Pokemon to send out, so I'm going to go here. So, what I'm looking at over here is Torkoal's probably coming out if it's in the back. So, let's bring out Primarina. Actually, we're in Trick Room, which means Speed Order is reversed, which means that if Torkoal comes out, Tyranitar is pretty safe here. The problem is that Tyranitar's... I don't know if Tyranitar is really somebody that I want to have on the field right now. Primarina would lay down huge damage, but then I'd have to get the sand back up to get Water-type moves to hit Torkoal for 100% effectiveness here. Ordinarily, this is when you... Like, if I'm taking this long, this is when you see your opponent hit the Start Timer button. You can use timer in the matches if you really want, or if somebody's taking forever, like, yeah, you can use it as a way to say, hey, hurry up, but just to communicate. I think that's better, but let's see here. I think we're going to bring Tyranitar in just to make sure that the sun doesn't stay. You can see that since Torkoal switched in first because Trick Room's up, that means he's faster. That means his ability activated first. Since Speed Order is reversed, Tyranitar is technically slower, which means Sandstorm activated second, which means that the sun immediately goes away and the Sandstorm stays. So we are in a better spot in this than we were than we were. However, we're still in a bit of trouble here. Ursaluna threatens with massive Earthquake damage. And then if I give up my special defense and thing to avoid the Earthquake with flying, then Torkoal's just going to hit an Eruption and I'm going to go down. But there's not really a whole lot that I can do here, so what I'm going to try to do is Terra Flying low kick the Ursaluna. That way we survive that way we can mitigate some damage and hope that we survive with our Assault Vest item, which also increases our special defense. And then I'm actually going to click Protect with Excadrill. See if we can stall out some... You can see the field effects up here. See if we can stall out some of that Trick Room. So let's go ahead and click Protect. And then over here, there's no reason for me not to click Eruption. I am going to Terrestrialize to Fire to make sure it hits harder. Because Terra Ghost doesn't do us a whole lot here, especially in front of Tyranitar. It would just give us a Dark-type weakness, which we don't want. So I am going to try to Headlong Rush. And then, actually, so knowing that my opponent sent me their Terra types beforehand, I know that Tyranitar's Terra Flying, and then Excadrill and I assume that Excadrill has Protect, unless it's Choice Banded, but judging from the fact that I survived earlier, I don't think it's Choice Banded. So if I had Earthquake here, I could just safely click Earthquake. Actually, I'd probably hit Torkoal, so I wouldn't do that. What I could do is click Headlong Rush into either one of these slots and do super effective damage. I could try to predict the Terra Flying. Most Tyranitar run Assault Vest. So I could see, I'd be like, hey, so Tyranitar's probably running Assault Vest. If it has Protect, this is a terrible move, and I can't do that. But like, I think the move here is what we do is we click Protect. We're holding a Flame Orb, and our Guts boost isn't up yet, so let's go ahead and click Protect and see what that does here. There's Terra Fire, Terra Flying, Protect, Protect. Okay, good. Eruption kills Tyranitar. Okay. We're gonna over here send in our last one, Primarina. Now, see, we're still kind of in a rough spot here. We're pretty safe from Torkoal on the Primarina side as far as that goes, but we are not safe from the Ursaluna. The Ursaluna can probably one-shot. So what I really want to do is keep Primarina safe. The problem is I can't reliably do that for the next 2 turns. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to force them to make a decision. So I'm going to double attack here. Although, to be fair, so if they wanted to play safe here and protect Torkoal, they could. But like on this side, what I'm thinking is like there's no reason for me not to click Eruption in this here. I always want to say Eruption in the Sun, but the sun's not up right now. So, and then I have to choose a target here. I know that Eruption will probably do huge damage to Excadrill, so I'm going to hit Facade into Primarina. As you can see down here, this means that the battle's over. So yeah, so that makes Trick Room look really strong, and if you can reliably get it set up, it really is. And then when you're ready for game 2, just go ahead down here, click I'm ready, and then it pulls it up all again. So yeah, and then you can see the grand total of your set here. This is what you'll send us after. It's like, hey, this is who won. This is who won the game. This is who lost. I won 2 games, lost 1, or I lost 1 game, won 2 games. So you can send this here. That way we can, if there's any tiebreakers, we can get those resolved. If you are able as well, take account of how many Pokemon that you have left at the end of the game. If you win, or how many Pokemon that you knocked out if you lost. So that way we can also get some tiebreakers in if we really have to. But with the top 4 in each of the conferences being half the conference getting into the final bracket, I don't know how much tiebreakers are going to come up, but keep track of that for us regardless. That would be awesome. But yeah, so that's kind of how the battles will work out. We'll go back over here. That's how the battles will work out. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. And yeah, happy hunting, guys.